What's up guys, today I explain you Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 269 preview, Yuta Akotsu and Gojo's fate. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe this channel, because we are close to hit the 1200 followers and now have fun with the video. One Piece chapter 1130 is just around the corner and fans are incredibly excited to see Luffy and the Straw Hat Pirates finally set foot in the real Elbaf. While the previous chapter of the story was not one of the best, at the same time, it did give fans some incredible setup for what's to come in Elbaf. Finally, Luffy and the Straw Hat Pirates have broken free of the clutches of the Sun God, which means that now, the real adventure in the land of Elbaf is about to begin. That is precisely why One Piece chapter 1130 is going to be incredibly important, and all eyes are already on it. This chapter looks like it is set up to be one of the biggest of all time, and fans might just get to see glimpses of not just the Straw Hat Pirates in Elbaf, but of important people from all over the world. In the previous chapter of One Piece, Luffy and the East Blue members of the Straw Hat Pirates, along with Chopper, finally made it out of the Lego Block City. The Sun God, who was revealed to be Road of the new giant warrior pirates, tried his best to stop Luffy and the Straw Hat Pirates. Of course, he would fail in this endeavor, given that Luffy is a Yonko and his crewmates are no pushovers either. It was no issue for Luffy and the Straw Hat Pirates to escape from Road and even defeat him in combat. In fact, Nami, who is one of the weakest members of the Straw Hat Pirates, managed to defeat him effortlessly, while Luffy broke through the wall and opened up a way to the real Elbaf. One Piece chapter 1130 is going to pick up from there, and fans absolutely cannot wait to see what Luffy and the Straw Hat Pirates have in front of them. Fans don't know where exactly in Elbaf Luffy and the crew will land in. In the previous chapter, Road mentioned that the place that he had built was a giant detention center. This might mean that Luffy and the Straw Hats will have to travel through a detention center in the land of Elbaf before they make it out. But it is also possible that Road was referring to something else entirely, and that Luffy and the Straw Hat Pirates will land in some hardy village in the land of Elbaf. Regardless of where he lands, fans know that Luffy will embark on an incredible adventure in One Piece chapter 1130, and that is certainly something to get excited about. Perhaps, characters that fans saw being teased previously, such as the mysterious silhouette who was awaiting Luffy in Elbaf, and at the same time, Sol, who fans also know wants to see the Straw Hat Pirates, might be introduced in One Piece chapter 1130 as well. There are a lot of interesting elements at play here, and fans absolutely cannot wait to see what Luffy and the crew will face in the upcoming chapter of One Piece. One Piece chapter 1130 could also see the Straw Hat Pirates reunite. Fans saw the Straw Hat Pirates being separated, unfortunately, on the sea while they were partying with the giant warrior pirates. Then, the crew had the misfortune of sailing through the sleeping fog and fell asleep. That is precisely where Mugen, the Crow of Road, lifted the Thousand Sunny and brought it to Elbaf. Of course, the other half of the Straw Hat Pirates, who were currently okay, started looking for Luffy and the others. They stated that they would not step foot in Elbaf without Luffy, but, given that Luffy is already in Elbaf, they will have to find, at the very least, a trace that leads them back to the land of the giants. Perhaps, they will find giant feathers left behind by the crow, which would then indicate to the giants that they are actually in Elbaf. If that truly is the case, Luffy and the East Blue members of the crew will most definitely meet the other half, who could be waiting for them in some village in Elbaf. Regardless of which way the story heads in, fans absolutely cannot wait to see the crew reunite, and at the same time, characters such as Bonnie and Kuma to have a role assigned to them as well. One Piece chapter 1130 is going to be massive in that regard, and fans might even see some massive plot lines being outlaid in front of some Straw Hats, such as Robin having a meetup with Sol set up, while Luffy potentially meeting up with the mystery man who awaits him on the shores of Elbaf. All things are looking incredibly exciting in the ongoing arc of One Piece, and fans absolutely cannot wait to see what happens next. One Piece chapter 1130 might give fans a look at the rest of the world, although this might be weird for some fans to consider at this point. Given that Elbaf has barely begun, Oda has previously mentioned that he wants the final saga to be relatively different from the rest of One Piece. While Luffy is the sole protagonist of the vast majority of the series, in the final saga, Oda wants to drive the plot forward through many players. This includes the likes of the Revolutionary Army leader, Dragon, and characters such as Sabo as well. At the same time, other individuals, such as Garp, Kobe, and potentially even the other members of the Yonko, such as Shanks, Blackbeard, and Buggy, are going to be important in the final saga as well.